What's up guys, this is Loma, and this video is actually a continuation of the Bitcoin breakdown video that I shared last week. Before we get started, hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all the videos. If you don't have an account on Binance with a lifetime maximum fee kickback, and this has no clause, you don't need to hold BNB, you don't need to be a VIP member, you don't have to KYC, get one. I've attached a link in the description below. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. Okay, so this was the chart that I shared last week in the prior video. I've also added a line. This is just the CME gap fill, okay? If you don't know about it, I'm gonna attach a little description somewhere on this video. Gap fill is down to around 9.66, okay? So from the last analysis, we've seen price dump into our spot buys, right? So 10.2 was where I said that I would start buying spot entries, which is just long positions on 1x, right? So no leverage, just buying Bitcoin. At the moment, I'm not really liking the reaction I'm seeing here. You see how price has dumped all the way into this support area that we drew, and it's just chopping back and forth. This isn't really a bullish sign for me. I think that, if this support is going to hold, we need to pump very soon. We've yet to test the 11,000 breakdown. So at the moment, I am leaning bearish, but I still do think that we're on a macro bull trend, as in we're still going up. And this is just one of the many pullbacks that we'll have on our way to new all-time highs. With that out of the way, what I'm thinking is that if we actually test 11,000, with the amount of consolidation here and the amount of people I know that are looking to short this area right here, so people who are looking to short this, right? So a classic bearish retest at 11.2, I think this is actually gonna fly maybe all the way up to 12K. The same could also be said about a breakdown. A lot of people are speculating that the gap fill would be the area that we bounce. I disagree. I think that if we do break down from here, this is sinking all the way down to the bottom of the support around maybe 8.5 to 9,000, which is where we are looking to go margin long, right? This is where I would be comfortable adding a leverage long. I'm gonna go ahead and hide this just so we can see the chart a little bit better. So again, I think if we break this 9.6 area or even come close to testing it again, I think this just topples over and we actually sink all the way down to 9K, and it's gonna be one fat red candle, right? I don't think it's gonna be boop, boop, okay, like that. I don't think it's gonna be that friendly. Very rarely do you see levels where everyone's looking to play it, everyone's expecting it, everyone wants to do business in that area, actually become a good place to do business, right? Essentially, it's just a pocket full of liquidity. And let me actually pull up the CME chart for you guys, okay? So this is the gap that I'm talking about right here, okay? So you see this gap. Essentially, people are expecting a dump, fill this gap, and then pump, okay? And my issue with this is that, one, this is a breakaway gap. These typically don't get filled in a bullish trend, okay? In a bull market, usually this one would not get filled. And if it does, I just think it goes a lot lower if that's the case, Like if this gets filled out, I do not think it just hits this and bounces and everybody's fucking rich. Be off a very, very, almost like a meme type of setup, where it's like, oh, there's a gap, let me just, play it like a guarantee. Like, I don't think that's the case. And I do think that if we do even come close to filling it, we're going under. We're going to 9K. We're going to 8.89K, which is exactly what we want, right? We want this area. So we want this 9,000, 8.8 area just to get into leverage longs. And if it loses here, the next area of resistance or of support, that I'm looking at is most likely around this area. So around 7.7 to about 7.1. Okay, anything lower than this and bull market's over. Wrap it up. We're back in a bear market. Okay, only half kidding there. So again, those are the areas that I am looking at still. These are the areas that I'm marking out for future reference in case price goes there. Okay, these are all very important things you should always have marked out on your charts. You should know what areas you're looking at before price actually gets there. Okay, like you can't just be like, oh, where's price now? Oh, is that resistance? Is that support? You should have levels marked out. You should have levels that you're anticipating to be breached or to be rejected, or you need to plan ahead. This game isn't about purely reaction. There is some form of anticipation, right? You do have to have some conviction on your bias. Is price going up? What am I gonna do? If price goes down, what am I gonna do? If price just chops sideways, what areas am I looking for to pull the trigger, right? Those are things that you need to be able to answer as a trader, especially if you're gonna do this full time, if you're taking this seriously. Those are things that you have to do. So again, so here's our chart, okay, with the entry from last week. So nothing has really changed here. I'm just telling you that this CME gap that a lot of people are mentioning, if price nukes down here, it's going a lot lower. Okay, and if we test up here, I do think we're most likely gonna flip it as support, and this would provide a good long opportunity. So that would look something like this, right? So that would look something like that, where price will flip it, hold up here, and pump. And pump. Okay. Alright, so hopefully this provides a little bit more clarity on the chop that we've been having, what I'm expecting, and what levels that I'm looking at in case we are wrong. That's the most important part. What happens if we're wrong? Okay, so again, if you haven't watched the prior video, watch it, because I'm sure a lot of these lines and a lot of these boxes are absolutely confusing if you haven't seen the last video. Again, thank you guys always for the support. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. The next video will definitely be an altcoin video. There's a lot of alts that are really catching my eye, but I don't want to share any altcoin videos until Bitcoin commits to a move, right? It just doesn't make sense to have you guys looking at altcoins, potentially buying them, and then a Bitcoin move completely fucks everything up. But yeah, next video will probably be on altcoins. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.